Banana and Bears Rugby Pod.
I am being joined by one of Ireland's proudest sons at the moment. And I don't care. I don't see borders. I don't care. Stuart McCluskey, 120 kg, running like that. Fair fucks to you. God bless you. How are you keeping?
Good. Do you hear what they're calling me over in France?
Is it Le Frigo or something? Or
Yeah, Le Frigo.
Le
The
Frigo?
Irish fridge. The
Uh,
Irish fridge.
What a fucking name. That's class. Anna is her moniker this evening is of course Stuart McCluskey, but sure she could have picked anybody. She could have picked 1 to 23 there, and it would have been okay.
Would have. And I went with McCloskey because he was the second most obvious. Like if it was like oh, it was unfortunate for Stuart McCloskey that James Gibson Park was just fucking on another level because McCloskey was unbelievable. Like um you're right. There was a lot of them. We'll get into it now, but like that's why I've chosen him just for a little bit of justice because he was so unlucky that Gibson Park was there and in fucking flying form.
Unbelievable. Hey, so you commentated on the 20s match. That was some banger the night before. That set the stall out, and I don't know if anybody saw. It was like, well, it was written in the tea leaves by the young fellas the night before. Holy. And how was the wreck? Did you get a rasher sandwich?
I didn't get a rasher sandwich. No, we're a bit busy, like
Yeah,
trying
you
to
were
get
working
in.
like.
Yeah, but I kind of had all day there, but I was like prepping my notes and things like that. Like there's so much like prep that you have to do. So like, and then it was such a busy game that actually you don't get to use a lot of your notes when the rugby, like you only get to kind of talk and tell the stories when the rugby is a little calmer and a little slower. But
Yeah.
this was literally like, ah, Jesus, it was unbelievable. Like they just starved England of possession and like England were really good and on paper England are really good like so but I was saying then so like Saturday night was great like and it was the highest attended match of the men's Six Nations ever, so new record for them, 13,500. And
Oh, for the 20s. Sorry, because you'd said on Saturday night. I was like, what are we doing? You mean Friday
sorry,
night?
sorry. Friday night.
Yeah.
Pardon me. Friday night, yes.
Yeah.
For the 20. So it was an unbelievable night out. Loads of Irish fans, like, and when you say Irish fans, like it's always people from clubs and people from families that are connected. There are very few Irish fans that would go. Now, I'd say a few local Irish people.
Mm.
I actually know some local Irish people that went, and then probably a few that would have come down from London. But other than that, it's really like it's really personal, you know, it's really um intimate kind of a match, you know, and everyone's so into it. But my God, they scored some fucking whoppers, like, and just England, they were the exact same as the men's team, just coughing up, like putting lovely phases of attack together and then just coughing up, like handling errors, silly, like forward passes, overrunning stuff. Like they were so similar characteristically, the Friday night teams and the Saturday teams, even though Ireland under 20s didn't play as well as the Ireland senior team because Ireland senior team was like, even the South Africans couldn't argue with it.
No, because that was what, yeah, and but still, and I know I said it last week. I'm still always amazed that yes, okay, we're 3 matches in, but like the 20s were just they're flung together. Like, do you know what I mean? They're
Mm.
young lads flung together. So to judge them on anything really is kind of tough. Because I'm like, if you only think like 3 weeks ago, they were going, well, sure, that's it. Irish rugby is ruined forever. Our seniors are doing nothing. The young fellas have
Mm.
nothing. There's nothing coming through. Sure, that's it. We're all bollocksed. Who, like, I again, because I was gigging Friday night, I was gigging in Dungarvan with a very nice Cork man, Reggie from the Blackrock Road. I don't know if you've come across him on TikTok or
Oh,
whatnot.
maybe,
You
yeah.
would have. He does this very kind of ludicrously rich RCYC, you know yourself, living on the Blackrock Road
Oh, yeah.
character, and he has a stage show. So we brought it down to Dungarvan. It was very, very good. So while he was chatting with me, I was trying to watch the match, but I'd not be rude at the same time, like on my phone. But
Yes.
where I just jumped in at one stage, and Tom Wood.
Hmm.
Christ, he's got a nice pass. He just swung it out, and it was I don't know, was it the fullback scored in the corner,
Hmm.
and like his pass was so slick. It was like, oh, oh, that's what bought you an extra millisecond there. That pass. Do you know what I mean? It was an
Yeah.
extra. There was an extra bit of sauce on it that bought that millisecond that the wing got to the out half. It's like, oh, you've burnt the English backs here because of that pass.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
was
and actually, Chris Barrett is the nine, and he's great little player, like sniping, like great vision. He's a good box kick as well in him, but it wasn't always kind of being returned, similar to the Irish men's team as well. Like he's a great little player, but his the speed of pass isn't exactly it could be quicker. Like he's brilliant in so many areas, but that's the one thing now where I feel like if they got that even faster, because he's kind of lifting the ball and the
yeah,
defensive line was kind of cutting down Tom Wood's time on the ball then. But like they're a great 9-10 partnership. Like, but if they're just there's just so much promise there. It's been so nice to see them evolve over the few games. Um, Rob Carney from Offaly played underage minor hurling and
yes,
football for Offaly. Won like club, like All Ireland club championships with that Offaly club team. Forget what they're called. And he has a twin brother as well that's like just as good, but was unfortunate with injury and stuff, so didn't get selected, and he's not in. But he plays for Cashel, who are in the AIL 2A.
yeah.
So like a great find, and like Jesus, he was some piece of work the other night now as well. Just like um yeah, they were a pleasure to watch. Like, and there's some lovely talent in there. It's just hard then when they only have four provinces to go back to, but those same four provinces are also serving the senior men's
Yeah,
team.
yeah.
So it's hard. The one thing you're saying there that I wanted to include about, they're being strung together, like they do get to play underage up the way.
I
A
so
lot of them would
yes,
have played
right, yeah.
under 18s together, and it's the same age group, so it doesn't change too much. A lot of those players are the same from under 18s, and then the under 20s last summer, under 20s kind of warm up games this year, and then so they do get a bit of time together. But you're right, they're flung together in between everything else. But like they do have that they've an underage kind of, like a lot of them would have played together, and then they know a lot of the opposition as well, who are also in the same age bracket. That's when it starts to widen out then when you get into senior level, and it's any player of any age.
And we know, like, I mean, everybody was so delighted, but I don't think, like, did you walk out of the match going, I tell you something now? I tell you something. This could be in the water.
I was on Saturday, I was working with Rugby Players Association, so I was going into the corporate boxes. Like, do you know, as part of your corporate experience in Twickenham, you can pay for a meal and
Yeah.
finger food and things like that. So there's all these different levels or whatever. So whoever got the discounted version got me in their corporate box. They were like, cheapest option, click. And I was like, well, that's for me. So no, I'm only joking. There was loads of players. Like there was like 30 something players, like English, loads of English players and a couple of Irish players. And I was with a girl called Lark Akin Davies. She's the hooker for England. And the two of us were teamed up when we went into three different rooms to talk to them beforehand. It was actually great. And like it was great crack, and like everyone was in good form, and you're just chatting away to them and whatever. But like Lark is 23 weeks pregnant, and she's still like training full time. She's not playing obviously, but she plays for Bristol Bears usually, and there are loads of questions about her pregnancy, like these, room full of men, like wondering about this, like they'd ever met a rugby player before, like in this situation. So they had loads of questions for her, and she was telling stories. Like it was really interesting.
So what way
Like,
did they set you up? Like when you walk into a room, do you just tap on the mic and go, hey?
well, I received my briefing document, and it was like, I just thought it was a Q&A. Like that's what it was sold to me. It was like Q&A, grant. You don't have to, grant Q&A. Like they ask questions, I give the answers. And then when I looked at my briefing document, it was like Anna Capeless nominated host. It's like, what does that mean?
No.
So they're like, they tap the glass and then off you go. So you have to like basically like, sorry for interrupting your lovely dinner. And yeah, they know it's gonna happen, so it's not like, oh, for fuck's sake.
You're
They
not
were
selling
like,
raffle tickets like you're going, hey, well.
no, you're not selling raffle tickets. But I was nervous that that was going to be the case. But actually, that kind of happens in the bigger rooms. So like afterwards, after the match, and I'll come back to finish what I was getting on there a minute ago, but this will just tell you how bad it is, those big rooms. There was loads of English players there that were meeting all the people beforehand in one of these bigger rooms now. And then at the end, they do a big Q&A, but it was like Ben Curry, Shauna Brown, Noah Calauri. I don't know if you've heard of him. He's that young Saracens. He's got like one of the top try scorers in the Premiership. He's only 19. Like he should be playing for the under 20s, but they've rested him because basically he plays so much rugby.
Right.
He'll be playing in the under 20. He's one for the future. He is a massive kid. Oh my God. And there was like Premiership players like all lined up like like men and women, and no one was fucking listening. No one was listening. And so they're like giving their answers into the microphone and everyone's chatting away. But at that stage, England had lost as well. So it was actually lousy. So when there was a moment silence, I grabbed the microphone and sang Sweet Caroline because I was feeling so sorry for them. And everyone got involved.
That's a tough gig when if it was before the match, fair enough, but fucking after the match,
They
Jesus.
enjoyed it before the match, but it was really tough for them after. But to go back to your point when you were asking me, like, did I get a feeling like about, part of what we were chatting about then in the rooms beforehand was like the prediction for the match. We spoke about Henry Pollock and Sam Prendergast, Crowley, there's a few questions about that and whatever. And Lark would give her prediction and everyone was agreeing with it. She was saying, England was going to win, 20 something to 12 points or something like that, big score. And everyone was agreeing with her. Like even the Irish fans were like, yeah, if they were brave enough to put up their hand, they'd be like, oh, one fella, pure D4 accent on him. He was like, oh, I think it's going to be like a right spanking for Ireland.
Oh
And
no, don't
and
my spanking. Oh fuck's sake.
I said, well, and what about the rugby?
Yes. Perfect. See, you're saying you
No one
sometimes and
laughed.
you say you don't have comedy. I'm sorry,
No,
what?
no one laughed. They were like,
Yeah.
ah. You can't say spanking when there's a pregnant woman in the room.
Yeah.
So anyway, everyone thought, and I was like, do you know what? And I said in all three of the rooms, and I said, if you watch the under 20s last night, Ireland under 20s had a very similar run in to last night's match as
Mhm.
the senior men do today. Kind of an embarrassing round versus France, scraping past a very good Italy, but showing a bit of promise. And I think hitting the ground running today where things are finally starting to click. And it worked for the under 20s last night. And I hope that the men were watching it because if I was watching the under 20s last night, I would be feeling like, fuck, we can do this. And Andy Farrell said in the post match interview that they did watch the under 20s and they used that as a source of inspiration as well. So I have to say, and I say it
Oh,
all the
Mystic
time,
Anna.
I
Mystic Anna.
called it. And do you know what else I actually called was like, because a lot of the chat was around Henry Pollock, which is an interesting, piece to talk about. If I was, a back row going into an international match where there's all this chat about this young fella on the other side, and like, you know him from club, you know what he's capable of. Everyone's so excited to see him in full flow starting in Twickenham. I'd be like, fuck that.
Yep.
Fuck that. And that is what the Irish back row did in essence. And like what a fucking performance from them, from so many others, like Jesus Christ, Joe McCarthy, unreal, like Kaelan, Josh Van der Fleer, all the ones that we were like, should I give him a little time on the bench to give him a firework up the arse? All they needed was a day out versus England.
Well, it was exactly that. I was down with the old man, And he was like, "Did you watch the 20s?" I was like, he goes, "I'm telling you now." Yeah, and he said literally what you said. Jesus Christ, if I watched that, I'd be checking myself. I'd be checking myself because you go, what? One, uno momento, please. And you would because now it's all there from now. I suppose 3 weeks together at that stage to start. I just didn't think it was going to click that well.
Mm.
Nobody saw it clicking that fucking well. But by their own admission, England absolutely pooped the bed. As soon as they couldn't, plan A wouldn't work. Throw the kitchen sink at Ireland. And once that didn't work, it would seem the wheels fucking came off it. Like they just couldn't, they didn't have any answer for what Ireland were like, oh, come at me, bro. And then after 15 minutes went, excuse me, I'd like to take over, please. And they just had nothing for Ireland. Like they could not
Well,
deep into them.
I thought the changes, those tactical changes in the first half were interesting because
Oh,
literally as
you never see
soon
that.
you never see it. And I was sitting with Skaz,
Yeah.
Emily Scarrett, and she was saying, "Oh my God, what's going on?" Like kind of like as if they were shitting the bed, and like that's what it seemed like. But straight away, Marcus Smith had a huge impact and they scored last before half time. Like that was huge. That made it really exciting,
Yes.
going into the second half. And you're like, Jesus, maybe they can steady the ship here now. And yeah, they just couldn't. But like a lot of like minimal handling errors, a lot of 5 meter marginal penalties that another referee might not have called.
Mm,
And there were two referees making
yeah.
those decisions.
Yeah. I had that written down. I was like, what happened? Because they didn't really replay it to see what happened. Did the leg go from under him or what? Like, or did somebody clatter into him?
No, I don't know. No, I don't think there was a clatter. I think he just that's happened to me before, like a tear in your quad that goes like bing. He said he heard a pop,
Oh,
but
yeah. Because
I
it was nice. Like, it was like he shook hands with the lads and he says, no, the body's no good, lads. And off he walked.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And imagine being the fourth official.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd literally be like, for fuck's sake.
Putting out the fag, put down, oh, Jesus Christ, I just got my cup of tea. Ah, here, right, okay,
Yeah,
fine, fine,
yeah,
fine. Go on,
yeah.
so I'll do
It
it.
just
So,
so rarely happens. It's such a strange mentality. But yeah, some marginal calls. Like England weren't too far from it. Like all they needed is one or two scores, and they could have clicked.
yeah,
They could because confidence. That's a confidence thing. They were dropping balls. Like what is with the defense though? Like Jesus, some very very bad errors. I don't know what the messaging is there, but like Ollie Lawrence, like
yeah,
a few of
diabolical,
them. Yeah,
diabolical. Like, I mean, it made,
Jesus.
no, that's not to say that the likes of McCluskey isn't unbelievable, but at the same time, not a glove did they get on him twice, two, three, twice. Not a glove. Like,
Mhm.
standing there grabbing fucking fresh air, and you're like, what? Like,
Oh my God. And Ellis Genge that like went to put his shoulder in
yeah,
and they
went to put
just
his shoulder in. If you
you'd
saw
kill,
your under 12s doing that,
yeah,
you'd
you'd kill him.
you'd kill
You'd
him.
kill him.
Like, what the fuck was that? And this guy's supposed to be, odd man. You're like, Jesus wept. That was
I don't
abs.
know.
It was very, very bizarre. It's almost like they were just getting by on the fact that they do have very good players, but that when it comes down to it, they just won't do it for Borthwick. Like like Ireland looked devoid of inspiration on the very first night. And that's why, we're kind of going, Jesus Christ, has Farrell lost the fucking dressing room? Like, are they not doing it for him? But it would seem something, at least a bit of health was shown. There was a few blips on the old heart monitor last week, at Italy. But this week, I mean, do you know? Look, I'm just going to come out and say it early doors, right? I text you. You were at the match, and I text you. And okay, people are going to go, "Oh, you big fucking monster ahead of you." This isn't. I like evidence. I'm an engineer originally by trade, and I like evidence. If I see water trickling from underneath a door, I know that there's water leaking from something. If I see Ireland playing like a bag of sick for the past 2 years, I look at the pivotal, critical position that's causing the momentum breakdown. What's causing the momentum breakdown? And look, just saying, when the keys of the kingdom were handed over unequivocally to Jack, it would seem everybody's energy came up. Everybody's confidence came up. And confidence, as you said, these are all unreal players. Once their confidence is up, it was like, well, the ball won't die at 10. It won't die at 10 now because your man will do his job and shovel it out to us. It's quick, with quick spit. Do you know, like in the immortal words of Mary Poppins, it just didn't break down at him. That's it. He didn't do anything majorly special. He did exactly what an out half is supposed to do. Get it gone and get it gone fucking fast. And that was it. But everybody else's confidence seemed to be up over it.
It makes me despair slightly because the question around like he must be training really bad or maybe, you know, it's just not the right fit. But to think, well, like, I just feel so remorseful for the entire situation, for everybody involved.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Including, Sam, who was pushed and now there's got some big recovery to do there and whatever. But Jack Crowley playing as well as he did on Saturday, who could have played for the Lions.
Yep.
That was selected out of it, and I don't feel happy about it. Like I'm delighted for him. I can't imagine the pressure that he would have been under for Saturday. Yeah. Like if it goes wrong now, then that's it.
First penalty, even though it was bang on, you're like, Jesus Christ. Oh, yeah. Jesus, Jack.
I literally went, oh no, because it looked like it was going to, and then I went, yeah. But I was watching it with all the English heads. So like, I was like, go on. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Like, so sorry. So it actually wasn't the most enjoyable experience for me.
Oh, you have to contain yourself.
And
Jesus.
At one stage just jumped up totally in silence, and there's just silence all around. Like I felt so bad because it's not just random English supporters; these are the players as well. Like, you know, that are on the outskirts or whatever you call it. So I was just like, another pint of Guinness, please. And the fucking pints of Guinness. Well, I'll tell you something now. And we can get back to the rugby in a minute.
Oh, yeah. I like a divergence.
Now, Guinness, this was huge marketing done in London this week for Guinness. They like turned the colours of like 6 underground stations to black and white instead of red and blue. Do you know the colours of the underground?
Yeah.
And instead of saying mind the gap, it was saying mind the G. So the marketing for Guinness at the moment is just off the chain, right? Also, load of people in England drink Guinness anyway. And now the ones who were kind of on the fringe, who might not have had Guinness on a match day, are all drinking it now because everyone's just splitting the G. Okay?
Right.
So there is more Guinness being consumed now than ever, including Guinness Zero, which is a lovely alternative for the designated driver. Right?
Not bad.
Well, I'll tell you something. The smell of fart.
Oh, yeah.
In Twickenham Stadium and town after the match on Saturday was unbelievable.
I'm so glad that finally I did a bit about this 2 years ago. I said, now that Guinness has gotten all sexy and they have like, you know, Insta models with their moustache and they're splitting the G, nobody is looking at the reality. Is that with 5 pints of Guinness comes a dirty hole. There's no two ways about it. You're all going to smell like slurry.
Oh my God.
And now you picked it up on 80,000 people wandering around the borough of London, just scuttling themselves.
Like, I can't think of how black the shits must have been on Sunday morning because the smell was, like you'd be there having a conversation. Next thing you go, it was that bad. It was that bad. Oh yeah, we thought we were gonna choke to death inside in the shack. It was like this is what new smoking areas are for.
Yeah.
Like it has to be called a farting area now.
There's a
And they need more air movement to move on the gas as quick as it can because there is a pandemic. Like
shut
it
shut
was
Guinness down because they're talking about killing 200,000 cattle here in Ireland to stop the farting because they reckon the methane is too
oh
bad. Like
no, forget
Twickenham
that.
sounds like Chernobyl over the weekend.
It could have been like a nuclear attack. Like if anyone was, starting a fire or whatever, there's that moment of like, oh fuck, my eyebrows. Oh my God.
This sounds like has all the makings in 2 years of a Netflix special documentary where they look back on the night that 10 people died from arse poisoning in Twickenham.
Oh my God. No joke, I tell you that much. Fucking hell.
Yeah,
I'm lucky to make it out alive.
wind it back in. And I see people now, like, see people putting all sorts in Guinness as well, like blackcurrant and stuff like. It's like, what are we doing here now? All you're doing is adding fucking scuttery fucking flavors to a drink that's going to produce dirty bums.
Well, people used to do Guinness and blackcurrant when I was in college. I never liked it. I thought it
No,
was rotten.
yeah,
Like it's just like the taste of Guinness on its own is so much better. But I remember here actually in Richmond, so like just over the road from Twickenham Stadium itself, I was at a match there, and it was like the Houses of Parliament. They have a rugby team,
yes, yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
Houses of Parliament, and
Wait,
there's
what? The Houses of Parliament? All the old
yeah,
fellas fucking whoa, whoa, whoa,
yeah.
whoa. Right.
Yeah. And I have a friend of a friend that I went to, like, you know me, I love chatting to alphalas.
Yeah, you do.
And I there's a like bunch of alphalas and they all had purple dots in the top of their Guinness. This was a good few years ago now. And I was like, lads, are you didn't strike me as the blackcurrant and Guinness type. I went over, I was like, lads, what's the story here? Like, are you drinking blackcurrant in your Guinness? And one of them's like, big fella now. He was like, no, that's port. That's port, Guinness and port. And I was like, port. And I was like, what? Oh my God, I've never heard of that. And he took out this like silver, like heavy hip flask, like engraved with like Houses of Parliament like thing on the front of it. He like whips it open and like drops them into my Guinness, and he's like, that's the Lord's port. That's the Lord's port. And I was like, right, Jesus, yeah, okay, great. Now, thanks very much. And I tasted it and it was lovely.
So what? You put like a drop of Sandman into Guinness. Do you
Yeah.
know what Guinness definitely didn't need, Anna? Was more alcohol put into it that tastes like shite. I'm sorry, but port is shite. I will fall. We may have a falling out here, but it's absolutely fucking rank.
No.
I've tasted lots of alcohol, and I can tell you, port can get back in the fucking cupboard with the house.
Not even at Christmas time.
No, I think it's fucking stinking. Like, just what are we doing? Come on now, come on. I don't know. I know. People warm port and whatnot, and I've had like warm Jägermeister. Jägermeister is supposed to be warm, by the way. It's not. Jägermeister is supposed to be warm. We're not supposed to drink Jägermeisters that are cold at all. Hunters had it. You see, they'd warm it and drink it from their silver cups
Yeah.
hunting, and it stink as well. It's absolutely fucking stinking. So no.
Alas.
I would imagine
Anyway.
it's not going to improve the arse situation, though. I will tell you that. Drinking Guinness, and I'll just put a little diffuser in there.
Yeah, you never know. You never know. I'll have to try it now the next time. Fill up my hip flask. But we can go back to the rugby now after the little
I like that,
break.
little breakaway.
Can I get something in there now, because I actually need to apologize, because I don't know if you remember a couple of weeks ago on this pod I was saying about, like, if we're looking for new players to fill the squad, why are the likes of Stockdale and McCluskey re-emerging? Like, I know they're playing well for their province, but like, have we nobody younger to bring in? Or whatever. Right, the Stockdale project didn't work, sadly, for him, but the McCluskey project, I am delighted to say
Well,
that I was completely wrong.
you
And
weren't wrong. You were right in the time. Do you know what happened, Anna? I have it on good advice that he actually listened to this episode, to
yes,
that episode, and went, fuck, Capeless is 100% right. I better
yeah,
make myself undeniable. I have
mm,
to. And he went home and he wrote in his future diary. I probably black marker up on the wall. I am
mm,
undeniable. Thank you, Anna Capeless, written underneath it.
yeah,
I'm just
that's fair.
saying that's what I'm after hearing back, is that
Yeah,
as a direct result of Anna's criticism 2 weeks ago, that Stuart McCluskey played out of his fucking boots at the weekend.
jeepers. But he was already doing well enough to keep the jersey. It wasn't like um, we've no one else to fill Bundyaki's position here. But I still stand by it, and I still think that all the conversation that was had over the last few weeks in terms of like what's going on with the provinces and the AIL and the competition that's coming through to fill jerseys and the academies, that is all still so relevant.
Yeah,
Like that all doesn't become untrue now just because Ireland performed really well. Like, your top, your middle, and bottom. Like, if the top is doing well, the first team, like the grassroots, is going to go well. But the middle is where it can all go tits up. Like, and we still only have 4 provinces. We still have got loads of talent in the AIL that isn't being picked up at all. And so if you don't have McCluskey, like, and we're fucking lucky that he came back into form and he put his head down and he kept working. Like, when was his last Irish cap?
prior to the Six Nations, I have no idea.
Mm.
I think
Mm.
it must have been 2 years ago, and it was
Mm.
just the one. You know what I mean? There was no run. He didn't get a run of it, like. But
So,
I talked with a friend of
yeah.
mine. This this Indian spring that we're getting from the Ulster players, where they're all showing up in great form and top form. And a good friend of mine, Colin Geddes, big comedy fan or big comedian in the north, but he's also a big rugby fan. And I texted him the other night. He says, "What? Fair play to the Ulster boys and stuff." And he goes, "Man, they're on fire. Always, talking it up." I said, he goes, "What do you put it down to?" I says, "You can thank, in my opinion, you can thank the cock, because Ulster have absolutely gone up 10 clicks of happiness, 25 clicks of talent, of quality, since Werner Koch landed on the fucking scene. If you were
Mm.
outside him or inside him looking out at the cock on the fucking touchline, and he's just out there smoking people left, right, and centre, hair flying all over the place, in the words of Colin Geddes, like somebody's crazy aunt, just hair flying all over the place. He's out there folding lads like deck chairs, rubbing their head till the medics arrive, and then scoring tries left, right, and centre, and high fiving everybody. Even in the pistons and rain, he's in top form. I'm putting it mostly down to Werner Koch. I know people who listen and go, that fella Tom sounds a bit fucking simple. The way he just simplifies things down to down to these one moments or this one person.
But can I caveat this as well?
Oh, lovely.
Werner Koch was very good for South African sevens, but he never reached like peak form in 15s in South Africa. So him coming to Ireland, he has found his form here as well. So
Oh,
Ulster has facilitated him finding his form. So it wasn't just him being dropped in. He's obviously happy there too, and they've got the best out of him as well, and that then pushes them on as well. Because I agree with you, like he brings something else.
the
But
energy from him. So we loved him when he was playing for the Cheetahs. Like, we're going,
yeah,
what?
yeah, and the sevens. But even with the Cheetahs, he wouldn't have had that kind of
No,
impact, you
no,
know?
no, no, no.
So fucking, he found something there. Maybe he's pure, like, I don't know. Maybe he loves like Irish history and like, he always wanted to come and be in like the heart of like, where our Irish like patriotism is like coming from. Maybe that's it. Maybe he loves like being
Picked
an
an,
Ulster.
picked an interesting place with a lot of history if he was going to go to any of the provinces in Ireland. But I
He was
like,
in
I,
right into it. I'm just trying to figure out why he's at his peak.
Do you know what? Maybe he wasn't getting the love in the Cheetahs. You know the kind of way. Maybe he just wasn't getting the love. But you land on into Ulster with that head of hair. He's like the new Doug Howlett. Do you know what I mean? He'll become a cult hero
Mm,
inside. I
yeah.
mean, he's so unlucky with the 15s that the likes of Cheslin, and what's his name? He begins with an A, and my brain is frozen up over in the other wing. You're never getting in there, like you know what I mean. You're not. Those lads have it locked down, like in the
But
15s.
he also wasn't outstanding for the
No,
Cheetahs either.
no. But we
Not as good.
liked his style, like you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But as you said, he has kicked on since getting there, and it's probably a confidence thing too. Where they're going, "We fucking love you, man. Just you
Mm,
keep doing you."
yeah,
And everybody bounces
mm,
into a match when that fella's playing. Like, so
yeah.
I'm just putting it out there that maybe not saying that the training and everything that they're doing and the great coaching they're getting isn't brilliant, but at the same time, you know,
But there has to be something, yeah. There has to be something there that we'll give like actual Ulster rugby credit for too.
yeah, well, yeah, I would assume so, but there's there has to be a catalyst, and the catalyst in this instance, I believe, is the cock.
Is Werner Cock.
Yep,
Well, what I find funny is that this podcast, we obviously used to, kind of have a timer on how long it would take us to bring up Antoine Dupont's
I
name.
know, I know, I
But I
know.
actually think that it should now be the Werner Koch timer and how long it takes us to mention Werner Koch because we keep bringing him up,
He's
and giving him his role in our podcast, rightly so. And also, sorry, one of the most disappointing things about this Six Nations, maybe I said this last week, is Antoine Dupont is losing his hair.
is he?
Oh,
Do you know what
it's
though?
gone very thin at the top. It's gone
But
thin
you
at the
know
top, and that is the
what?
most disappointing thing about this Six Nations so far.
I hear you, but you know what? Much like Sergio Parise, I guarantee he'll shave it and it'll look unreal. I bet you any money. He'll get new deals with fucking Dior, fucking Yves Saint Laurent. I guarantee you.
I
He,
don't know.
I don't
I
know.
like there's no
Are
way
you
he's going to be able
doubting?
to look.
Are you doubting
I
Antoine
I'm
Defoe?
just scared. I think I'm just scared.
I think
Okay.
he's going to get faster. I think he'll get fucking faster. Cut down the friction time with the air. Like Jemison Gibson Park has definitely gotten a meter faster.
Yeah, his beard probably slows him down.
Well, that's, I mean, if you looked at him, if you looked at his earlier days, it looks like his hair fell around his face and fell off his head down onto his face. And now he's wearing a chin of head hair. But
That
we didn't have to
that's
mention
what.
him because I almost said it, and I had to pull myself up when you mentioned Jemison Gibson Park at the top, and I went, oh God, he was like our Dupont. Era fuck Dupont for the minute. Like, Jemison Gibson Park was like, but now he was getting it on a dinner plate too. Do you know what I mean? He was getting the ball. It was almost every one of them apparently was under 3 seconds between,
Jesus.
0 point to 3 seconds. So you're talking about some that were gone in a second. So you're like, Jesus Christ. I still think Craig Casey has a faster pass. There's more, you know what I mean? To sting your hands
Mm.
by the looks of it.
But
But
it's Craig Casey's time to bide his time, finish out
yeah,
games,
yeah, yeah.
be in Jemison Gibson Park's shadow, even though it felt like at the beginning against France, like Jemison Gibson Park wasn't at the races at all.
Well,
But
I suppose he can't kick the lads off the ball, but the ball was fucking messy with dirty old ball that they were giving back, and that's always
mm,
going to make a scrum half look, rubbish. Like, it,
yeah, but it was crazy. And like, when we come to the end of the tournament now, will we be talking about the France game or not? Like, no one has mentioned the France game this week so far now. Like,
the only thing I do think was the French game an unmerciful, like we had okay, we got ragdolled around the place by South Africa, and November was not good, but was France? I wonder. An awful slap in the arse. Do you know what I mean? An unmerciful slap in the arse. Like, would we been as good on Saturday had we coasted and kind of stayed within, and had a dander now a bit of a match? I
yeah.
don't know. I'd say there was shameful things said to each other. Do you know what I mean? In
Mm.
training, because you'd have to look back at that video as well as the Italians and go, "I said, yeah, I don't know. You worked your fucking, you worked your paycheck at all, at all." Because we said
Mm.
it last week, like
Mhm.
I was done now with this fuck acting around. Like,
Mm.
it's time for you to fucking put on your big boy trousers now and get out to fuck and do a bit of work. Now, I'm not suggesting that they listen to it, but I believe it's a strong possibility.
I think
Um,
they were listening.
um, but Jesus Christ, you couldn't fault any of them to a man. Like even James Lowe on one leg, I love that he still fucking clattered up and
Kicks
went
the
and
ball.
fell down like a fucking shot cow. He still
Yeah.
went down like a fucking poor bastard, but he still
Yeah.
got it away. Like you know what I mean? That in itself shows. Oh fucking hell!
He's lucky, I reckon, that he had such a good game last week because he had no time to make a mark on the game this week, really.
No,
Do you
no,
know?
because
He
Tommy
was
O'Brien came on
outstanding
and
last week.
was phenomenal. He runs. He looks so tough when he runs, doesn't he? He looks like
Mm,
he's
yeah.
made of. You know, some players look real sinewy or even big and bulky. There's something about Tommy O'Brien. He's one of them players. You know, them players that you touch off of, even just skin off. You're like, what the fuck is it that made of? Do you know that
Mm,
hard, bony, hard muscle? He looks
mm.
like he'd run in through. It's like if you hit the post, he'd bend the post. Like
He
they're
actually looks like one of these players that can't pass the ball at all. So you're like,
yeah, he
don't
looks
bother,
quite
don't
square
bother.
and robotic. Yeah, yeah,
You're like, don't bother passing it, just run with it. So usually he actually reminds me of players that are really, really bad at rugby.
yeah.
Do you
I
know?
get
And
it.
like
Yeah,
you have
yeah.
to give them a match because they're always at training, and then they go like, ooh, as if they're like winding themselves up, and then they go like that's what he reminds me of when he runs.
But
Thankfully, he's uh, not bad at rugby.
no, he's pretty good. He's pretty good. Like in
He's delighted
fairness,
for him.
I love that. Yeah, because he had a bad night in France, but I was delighted that the way the two wings worked across. I love seeing that because even
Mm,
if nobody's paying attention, you're like, you didn't get that by accident. Do you know what I mean? You bust your bollocks to get across.
mm.
Like he put the early shot in on who was down the wing that time? Was it Freeman was down the wing, and Balakun came across on his wing,
Oh yeah, it
and
was
then for
O'Brien. O'Brien or O'Brien.
O'Brien's try, O'Brien came around to Balakun's wing. Do you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
we can't get away with. I mean, we do have to mention McCluskey's. What must it have felt like? I know everybody's looked at it a million times. I wanted to wonder. I suppose you'd have a tighter connection. I don't know if you know the man to Marcus Smith because, of course, you're both the Harlequins.
Mm.
But he must have heard that fucking buffalo running after him. Like he must have heard him. Like
It
that's
was
the
really annoying because he was all like really annoying for Marcus Smith. Like he was already ahead of him, but he knew like if he had been coming across at more of an angle, he would have had more space to step back inside. But the space was he was coming into that space,
yeah, yeah. There was no
so
place to go. There was no place
there
to
was
go around.
nowhere to go, and he knew that if he kept running, he'd be chased into touch anyway. So, but the stop actually just made it so
Oh, it
much.
looks so bad, didn't it?
But it looked so good then from
Yes, yeah, yeah,
McCluskey.
yeah.
Like, stop. It was unbelievable. Um,
As
sorry,
it's
I have
quite
another thought here
demoralizing
now.
though
Go on.
for somebody who is a rocket, known for being a rocket, and then
Yeah.
you get
And
it,
his little hair flapping in the
and his
wind.
little hair
And
flopping.
and then you just see McCluskey's like chest,
Yeah,
his upper body,
he's all chest. Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Johnny Bravo kind of running. As if Johnny Bravo was playing, yeah, like fucking what a chase out. Like it was what a moment. Like that was like the moment of the match. That was like thank you and good night.
I remember there was and it wasn't pivotal and it didn't really matter. But I remember Keith Earls did something like that against Italy a few years ago, and Ireland were way out ahead, and it was like coming up to the half or something, or it was coming close to like the end, and there was no need in chasing this guy down. But Earls just ignorant got him at the very last second. It was like nope,
Mm.
nope, 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 and I fucking love seeing that.
Mm.
I did like, did you see McCluskey's interview afterwards? He had a couple of great lines. He goes, oh no, I was in the body bag after that, lads. I'm glad the game was nearly over because I was not there. I wasn't there for the last 6 minutes, 5, 6 minutes. I was fucked.
Well, I'd say something about their fitness. Like there was a
Ooh.
few moments where they looked absolutely out on their feet. Like
Yeah, yeah,
it
yeah,
looked like they were absolutely fucked. But like when you're fit, n nothing gets easier. It actually gets harder because you work harder.
yeah,
And that makes sense in terms of like the stats of the game, the result of the game, like how their defense. So those moments where they were literally out on their feet, like there was one quite early on picture of like Gary Ringrose like spitting
yeah,
and he's leaning on his knees and you're like, Jesus, it looks like, the untrained eye might think, Jesus, they're not up to this at all, like they're
yeah.
unfit, but it's because the fitter you are, the harder you work, and it's just that you recover quicker then. Like, and that obviously decreases as the game goes on and you approach 80 minutes. So like can McCluskey must have been absolutely
Oh, he's blown out
there's
of his hole.
moments
Like you could see
there's
it by
moments
the.
where you're like, I simply cannot go on here.
It just no, no, you don't understand. I simply cannot go on.
I simply cannot go on. And like me when I scored an intercept try in like the first like few phases of the game, ran like 60 meters, scored the try, and everyone's like, yay! And I was like,
Take
take me
me
off.
off. Of course.
Yay.
Do you know what? I wonder that like Joe McCarthy. I felt fair
Oh,
bad for Joe. Big old legs and him galloping off like a big fucking giraffe. And he was just
yeah.
gathering speed. And I was like, oh, he's fucking fast. And then it was like, no, no, no. Come back, Joe. Come back, come back, come back, come back. Come back, Joe. Come back, come back, come back, come back. Ah, Jesus. I was away, lads. I was away. Look at me, look at me, look at me run.
Yeah, and he was like, yeah, he was like a giraffe running. When you see a giraffe running away from a
Yeah,
gazelle or
yeah,
something.
yeah, yeah. The
Oh,
we haven't mentioned and kind of a bit on the low key. I from what I've listened to and stuff, I suppose he got high ratings and stuff, but nobody really has been talking because it's not the glamorous stuff. But Tig Burn, oh my god, oh my
he was
god,
loving it.
Do you see him like he was? This fella was front row of the best gig of his life when he latched onto that ball in the middle of that mall. And he was at Taylor Swift. He was
Yeah.
just singing away. He just had himself locked on. And the ref just even would have looked at him and went, nah, tag by. Fair play. I go on
Mm.
and let you in there
But he
for
was
another.
like looking at the ref, being
Yeah,
like
I
he
got you,
was the
mother.
most comfortable man in Twickenham in that moment.
Yeah, he was in. Yeah, that's a
Just like
great phrase. He was the most comfortable man in Twickenham right in that
because
moment.
that is such a lovely feeling when you're fully sure from the ref, like you've got the nod from the ref, and like
Yeah.
everyone's like, like pushing all around you, and you're just like, and you could stay there all day, and then you just feel it falling over, and you're like,
What
and you're
music was, played in his head at that time? Like, because while everybody else was listening to like Sepultura playing in their fucking era, Pantera or fucking, some violent fucking thrash metal, and he's just like, sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows everywhere, la la la
I'd say
la
it
la
was
la.
like, I say it was, Tig, what have you done? You're a big pony girl, and you dance in the club. Oh, Tig Burn, I'm just having fun on stage in my heels, where I belong down at the Tig Burn Club.
That
Yeah,
needs to be a
I'd say
song.
that was
Okay, that needs to be a song, Hannah. I think, yeah, without a doubt, I'm going to message you after this. Do not forget, I want you to make a song of Pink Pony Club with the inspiration of Tyburn, please. But I mean, getting turnovers and everything. Like, he's got fingers like a chimpanzee. How is he
it.
so strong? He must train his fingers. Like, he lifted man, ball, fucking everything. You're like, what the hell? This guy's just and so in the zone with. I love Gibson Park. Do you know he was like, whoop, here we go, and off, and he gave him a little shove over the line. He was the only player who was a wide to what Gibson Park was going to do for that try. It's
Yeah.
like, fuck.
But I'd say he was a bit fuck's sake because he could have ran it in
Yes, I know.
until the ref blew the whistle for the penalty, and he had to give it back to Jameson Gibson Park.
Yeah,
Because if Dyburn taps and goes there and it doesn't work out, it's
you're a
you can't.
bollocks.
Yeah, literally. But he thought he was in there in the corner before the referee blew the whistle, so he just handed back to Jameson Gibson Park. Jameson Gibson Park does it instead, and I'd say he's a bit like, ah, fuck's sake. Not that's not his overriding feeling. He was like,
No, but
yes, but he
it
was like, ah,
even
fuck's
if
sake.
yeah, but if your friend even did that to you, you'd be like, ah,
Because
man, like,
you would, because
yeah,
he was twisting out of the ruck, and there was nobody within that 5 meter channel. Like he would have been in the
yeah. I
corner.
suppose had the ref copped what was happening, he could have left a bit of advantage goal, like, but instead he blew it back up. It was,
Mm,
yeah, it was an absolute. Every single player, I kept on saying the one phrase was like, "Oh, he's on."
mm,
Do you know, like some
mm,
players are on, and other players become anonymous during the game. Or fuck was he playing?
mm,
But everybody seemed on. They were all kind of trying to shoot the fucking lights out.
mm,
If anything else, Jack Crowley had a quiet match. Do you know what
mm,
I mean? In that
mm.
everything was just lovely. It was just running through him like a well-oiled fucking piston. And that's like Jamie Osborne. Fucking hell, you don't like. I didn't really cop how big and strong he was. Do you know what I mean? Like it just with that lovely little throwback from Ty Burn, and then Crowley just pop. And he's fucking hell. Nobody's stopping him at the speed he's coming in at. But then he kind of he's up on top of his head going in over the line. I went, jeez, he's a big bastard actually. Do you
But it's
know?
funny, you don't you don't notice it until they feel 10 feet tall
Yeah,
themselves.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
They're chest up, like if your head is down, you actually physically kind of can't see how big they really are because they're got into their shells or whatever. Like you see it the most when they're playing at their best. Well, whatever worked. Now that I suppose again, the question is now like how where do you go from here? Like it's still I wonder like what's going to happen with Bundy Aki now?
I mean, you want to keep. I suppose you want to keep him. He's been a good servant and being fucked out into the bin just because of what went on with Connacht. I think he'll get a run in Wales. I think he'll
I'd love to see him get a run, see what
yeah,
he comes up with.
yeah, because you imagine how fucking saucy his fucking temper is right now. He's going, ho, 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 ho.
100%. He must be raging. He must be raging because it's very hard to watch, someone come into your position. That's Bundyaki's jersey, let's face it.
Yeah,
Like, he has
yeah,
been
yeah.
like the Irish 12 for everything that Ireland have achieved in the last number of years. Like, and then the jersey's coughed up because he gave shit to the ref
Yeah.
and he was punished. Injury is really hard to take, non-selection is really hard to take, but a ban
From,
for no, I'm not disputing the ban, but how he will feel personally because it's a decision that was made against him.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
For his own actions, but still, like other people have done worse and they didn't get banned for it. So now someone has come in and played like outstandingly well, like probably the best, consistently the best player for Ireland in Stuart McCluskey. And now Aki's like, what's he going to do about it? How's he going to respond? That'll be an interesting
I,
show.
I think, well, based on what they've done so far, I would say dropping people for, I don't know how people rested or dropped, but you know what I mean? The bench, as we said, is a great fucking motivator. And an even better, as you said, is this usurper coming in, who he's known for a long time, but at the same time, you're like, hey, Stu, uh,
Fuck you.
fuck you. That's my fucking seat. Off the back of the bus and move up the fuck away. And Stu's like, I don't think so. This is my fucking seat now. Fuck off. Like something out of Derry Girls. And he's like, I'm going to talk to the fucking principal. Sir, Mr. Farrell, um, he has my fucking jersey and I want it. Because, I was only just, in detention for the last couple of weeks. And that's not my fault because, I'm just, I would love to see it because he's not a shrinking violet and he does play emotionally. And I reckon he could end up making a pure bollocks of himself by
He
being
could,
so emotional.
but then you look at like Jack Crowley, who was under like massive pressure. James Lowe was on Probably, sorry, James Lowe wasn't under as much pressure because
Mm.
Stockdale didn't perform, but then James Lowe performed anyway. So, um, yeah, a few interesting.
Well,
Hopefully,
I'd say Gary
mm,
Ringrose would be stood down because I think he was well strapped going into that match, and
mm,
something gave out in the leg that brought
mm.
on what's his name? Jesus Christ, my fucking brain. Right here, amazing kick against South Africa. Kieran Frawley. They brought, you know what I mean,
Probably.
brought him in and then swapped, put him in there while Osborne was in the bin, then swapped to Osborne and him to full back and centre. But I'd say he'll be stood down. So I don't know who they'll have at outside centre. I don't think Robbie Henshaw is back in the picture at all with injury. So there's talks of this lad Bryn Ward getting an old go. Is he an outside centre? I know Postlewaite, I think, is an outside centre. I think, is he? I don't know. I don't. Anna's looking back at me for the audio listeners. Anna's looking back on. I don't fucking know them. What do you? I think I'm some sort of encyclopedia on fucking young fellas playing rugby.
Well, I am, but when
Yes,
you
I know
throw
you
them
are.
out like that, I like because I'm like have homework on Bryn Ward. I have all these things like written down about them, but when we're talking about them like this, I'm like, um,
Yeah. Next
which one is
subject.
that again?
So
Which one
I,
is that? What does he look like?
but I tell you what, this has been an emotional roller coaster out of Six Nations so far, and I've been telling people who don't follow rugby, if you don't follow rugby, it's fine, but watch the Six Nations, because if for nothing else, we beat England a lot, and for nothing else, But I said it's dramatic. It's like a fucking soap opera. It rarely goes bell to bell, exactly how the bookies thought. And now we see Wales having a fucking right resurgence with their bread of heaven. And they gave Scotland a right fucking fright. Do
They
you
were
know?
so unlucky. They could have won that. They
Imagine
could
it.
have won that. But before we move on to like the other matches and just to kind of again like just talking about what you're saying there about the Six Nations and like beating England or whatever, like my housemate here was like so annoying for England because everybody gets up for the England match. Everyone plays their best
Yeah,
against England. So like England have no let off ever, because
it's
everyone
true.
it's their one thing, Scotland and Murrayfield, Ireland and Twickenham, like they're literally everyone is coming to them on form because so like they can't have a flutter in form ever because everyone just wants their heads.
Well, I mean, you could say it's whatever, but it's not unfair. Historically, I'm just gonna
Not
say it.
historically, but
No.
for the players it's lousy.
Hey, they can go fucking play for somebody else if they don't like how the fucking crumpet is buttered. That's all I'm saying. Do you know what I mean? And they get 25 grand a fucking game. They'll be all right. They'll get over it. Do you know what I
They'll
mean?
be all right.
They'll be all right. Yeah, sure. But hey, you should take a bit of pride in that. If everybody wants to cut England's head off every time they play them, but it's up to them to be. They
Yeah,
do.
it should
Ha-
make you better and produce more. Yeah, which it does, to be fair. It just means that they can't ever
I
have a
think
kind of
weirdly, England have always had loads of class players. They've had loads of really shite coaches. Do you know what I
mm,
mean? Like they just
mm,
don't know how to get him. Like Eddie Jones got a tune out of him for like 19 or 20 matches on the bounce, but once it fell apart with
yeah,
spectacular fucking fashion.
yeah.
And I mean, in fairness to Borthwick, he's one boring bastard to talk, but he did kind of go, okay, so we lost two matches. But lads, just before the two matches, we were world beaters, you were telling us. And we're honored. Now, he did say, pack your fucking bags for Paris, we're going winning this thing. I was like, I probably wouldn't have said that up the top.
Yeah, but also like look at Ireland in the first round. Like all it needed was a few little changes and then a bit of confidence, and then you're winning. Like you're actually playing well and performing. Like no one could have called this performance from Ireland's performance in round one.
No,
No,
no.
no one. So, like, and you can say, we knew it was there, but you don't know. Like, you don't until you're there on the day. All it takes is a few small changes, a few of those balls going to hand, a few of those decisions going their way, and all of a sudden, Henry Pollock makes a break, and they change completely. It's not
Hmm?
they're not that far away from it, and this is the nice thing about the Six Nations. Like so. And then you look at Wales, who are like, everything's gone to shit. And then all you need is a bit of confidence and for the ball to go to hand, a little bit of luck. And, things are different. Fucking Finn Russell spotting that space in the back. That's that's something that like Wales just not being on the ball there now to like when you've so many other things to think of,
Yeah.
not covering that back corner. Like
But
that's
he does seem, when he's on song, he's up there with Dupont in the way he's like 2 seconds ahead of everybody else. Do you know, like, it's like the whole thing slows down around him. He's like, giant space back there that none of you have fucking copped. Bing! I'll never,
yeah.
till the day I die, I'll never forget. And it was like this bittersweet moment for Simon Zebo, but they were playing, Racing were playing Munster, and he nutmegged. Who did he? I can't remember who he nutmegged. Like somebody was it a centre? He nutmegged right on the
Yes.
Munster line. Just popped the
Yes.
ball, skittered it across the ground between the Munster players' legs, and Zebo in around scored a try. But even Zebo was
Unbelievable.
like, "Oh, geez, lads, I'm fucking sorry, but that was class, wasn't it? I'm sorry, lads, but that was fucking class." And it was class. There's no two ways about it. To have the balls to nutmeg a fucking somebody on the 5 meter.
Like I can't again I can like picture who I can picture it all. I can't remember who the player was um in the moment, but that was fucking unbelievable.
Yeah, yeah.
Um but they're lucky they got the win. And then Italy's jersey. Did you see Italy's jersey?
Yeah, I was looking good. I'm watching fucking Spain, or who is this? Like,
Yeah, it was cool.
I liked it. I liked it. I think they go wilder. You know what I mean? Like, have a big pasta fucking swirl or something around it. Like, I like when teams go mad. Do you know? It was a bit.
Like
It was nice, but a bit conservative. Like, fuck your Italy, go mad, lads.
it'd be like if do you know when you go to a sevens tournament and people have like hairy chests and like a
Yeah,
bit the top of a thong coming up
yeah,
over
yeah,
like the hip.
yeah.
Imagine if like one Six Nations they literally said, "All right, we're going to do sevens style invitational sevens
Oh,
style
I'd love
jersey."
it. I'd love it.
Be class. Even if okay, fine, I'm making a joke about that now, but even if they did a alternative Jersey Six Nations tournament where like literally they invited people to
There was a load
like
of lads. I don't know, was it for budgie smugglers or something? It's after popping up then all about 3 times a day, all playing in their budgie smugglers against each other in their jocks. Like,
sure this isn't just your algorithm.
no, it was very homoerotic, and it's not something I normally pops up. But
Oh,
it
for
was.
sure. Yeah, I've seen that loads. That's the rugby thing.
Is it? Why'd you put on some
Yeah.
shorts, lads? There's all sorts of accidents, wardrobe malfunctions could happen there. Like, Jesus Christ, all you're doing now is inviting trouble on yourself. But I think you're right. I think what? Okay, let's go. Who had the Captain America one? Do you remember the Captain America one? Was that a South
That
African
was
team?
yeah, it was this Stormers.
Stormers, was it?
Uh yeah, yeah,
I,
I
I,
think it could have been the Stormers, yeah.
they pay Marvel for that. Like, or did they just go fuck? I don't care. And
I don't
just
know. And then
okay.
hope that no one sees it.
So quickly, what would England have on their good crack invitational jersey?
They would have an Indian curry
That's a brilliant, brilliant shout.
and a
Perfect.
pint.
And a
A
pint.
curry and a pint.
Do
Yeah.
you know what? Because of their appropriation of cultures, they probably would have a curry on the back and a pint of fucking Guinness with port poured into it on the front. On the front.
Yeah.
What would Scotland have? Covered in thistles.
Deep fried Mars bar.
Nice. And a big haggis on the back.
Yeah, and like groundskeeper Willie. Groundskeeper Willie.
Lube me up. I'm going in. Okay, grand. Okay, I like that. What would Wales have?
Um, do you know what they'd have? Do you remember that show, The Valleys?
With yes, the valleys. Yes, yes.
All the girls like with the long nails and like covered in tan. Like they'd have them like alongside like sheep in the mountains, like
I think they could have a picture of like from Gavin and Stacey. Do you remember your one? What's occurring? What's it?
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah.
Okay, nice. Because obviously nothing. I was going to say dragon scales all over the jersey. That actually would be cool. But
Fine.
oh, no. Well, look, no. We go with your version. Italy. Italy, I think the Leaning Tower of Pisa down one arm, and then like,
Yes.
do you know what I mean?
Diego Maradona.
No, do you know what they should have? You know, like the statue of David. They should
Yeah.
have the statue of David with the Mickey in as well. Like,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
yeah, yeah,
That'd
yeah,
be unbelievable.
and the arse on the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
On
yeah.
the shorts.
On the
Yeah,
shorts,
yeah,
like
yeah.
flute showing, like tiny little
Oh
Greek
my
Mickey,
God.
and yeah, yeah, the arse. That I think that's the way to go. Um, and let's try and not stereotypes that we would normally be associated with. What would be on the Irish jersey? I'm thinking
What do you think?
Paddy Pintman, and I tear the shirt off any man's back. I go at it again.
Yeah.
Just him somewhere maybe on the back, just looking at you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
Yeah.
take the shirt off any man's back.
And then maybe Pat Mustard or someone.
Oh well, yeah, yeah, yeah. I like that.
Or just a priest, just a Catholic priest outfit. Fuck, that'd be funny. Just a jersey with a, oh my God,
The
that'd be
dog collar
so
as well,
funny.
like. But
Just black. And then they have to do a hack out
oh,
beforehand.
I know what?
Oh,
No,
yeah.
no, no, no. Because we get done for the black one. We do the jersey from the over 75s tournament. Do you remember the over 70s? Just
Father,
the
Father Romeo Sensini.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I can remember characters from Father Ted. I can't remember the fucking Irish centres.
Yeah, but you know the important things in your life. So that's what.
Jeez.
Oh, Jesus,
Yeah.
I'm fair glad we got to do this podcast earlier in the week because I was bushed into talk ruggers. Because you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just get the usual out Jin Chang out of people up the road going, just didn't see that coming now. People that wouldn't watch
Yeah.
it from one end of the year to the other, which
Yes.
is
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, yeah.
But at the same time, you're going, I
Yeah.
know, yeah.
They're
And
welcome too.
they are very
But
welcome too. They are. Listen, this has been absolutely class. You're over in England. How long more are you going to be there for?
we have a retired players convention this weekend organized with the RPA.
Oh, very good.
Yes, so
Or as I heard it being described the other day as the elephant's graveyard.
which is what? What's the elephant graveyard?
Retired players being drummed out for kind of corporate gigs and stuff like that. It was,
Oh, God. Yeah,
yeah, I
yeah,
thought it
yeah.
was quite mean, but at the same time, yeah, okay, all right, still.
I'll take it. I'll take
Rugby
it.
is supposed to be mean to each other, like anyway. So
Yeah, yeah. It's how it shows how you're loved.
yeah,
And then I'm going to La Rochelle for the week next week. I'm doing 2 events for International Women's Week. Speaking at 2 events there.
brilliant,
And then I'll be back to Cork.
mighty.
Actually,
Quick, yeah, go on.
yeah, sorry. I think there's a really funny moment from the corporate box where there was 3 of the little boxes, as I was saying to you, and like the first one was like all English fans with maybe 3 Irish jerseys. Then the second one was all English fans, and then the third one was all a sea of green. Like
Yeah.
walked in, and I was like, "Oh, here we go!" And chatted away to them. They were all lovely. And just as I was leaving, like, "Thanks so much for listening," they were all giving their round of applause. Someone came up to me and was like, "Anna," and I was like, "Oh my God!" It was like one of my students from when I was teaching in Crescent Comprehensive. He was their
Stop.
tour leader. He was their tour guide, and the corporate box was loving it. I was like, oh, and they were all like, kind of, oh, they know each other, and I was like, this is my student from Leaving Cert Spanish. They were like, all clapping and everything. It was so funny. So yeah,
Did you hear? Because I'll forget it if I don't say it out loud to you.
yeah.
About speaking of La Rochelle, who Rog is looking to sign, has been
You
rumored.
sent me the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a bad move at all.
No,
Not a bad
no,
move,
they
and
need
a bloody great
Good
player
thing.
to get. That's
Yeah.
Ben Healy for anybody who's wondering, who's kind of been shafted a bit at Edinburgh. I think
Yeah.
was sold a bit of a pup there, as they say. But at La Rochelle, he'd be underrun O'Gara. That would be all right. Are you by any chance are you going to be home? Are you working for the Scotland match on the 14th of March?
Is that Paddy's?
Mm,
Uh, I'm not working, I think.
Oh, will you be home in Cork? Because I
It's
am
Saturday.
yeah,
Okay. Why?
I'm
What are
if
you
you
doing?
and I love how Cork your accent just got all of a sudden. I'm bringing my tour show back to Coughlan's in the city. My
This
tour
Saturday.
the Saturday the
Okay.
14th of March. So
Okay.
it's
Okay. Okay.
it's one of my favorite rooms in the fucking world, and it sold out last year. So we rebooked it for the. We only just properly got it rebooked the other day. I was like, oh, fuck, I was to rebook that, so we got it rebooked, and they gave me the 14th of March. So right now it's only just got up on sale recently. So I don't know, it'd be nearly sold out, or it might be just me doing the show for you, Anna. I don't know, and some of our listeners if they're
Yes.
around, lads, that'd be class.
Shout out to the listeners. I met a few of our listeners at the
Did you?
weekend.
Great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great. I got messages from listeners, and I don't know, did I save them on Instagram or where I don't know where I put them.
Oh, I'm sorry. I must say, our number one listener, my sister Michelle,
Yes. Yeah, hi, Michelle.
she she said that we're not doing enough uh snack talk anymore, like jellies and stuff
I
that we need
can't.
to.
I'm offered for Lent. All I want to do is
Oh,
talk about jellies. All I want to do. I haven't, never mind Lent. I've been off
you're
sugar.
humble.
Never mind my whole. I've been off sugar since Christmas because I made an absolute sow of myself at Christmas. I mean, Anna, I ate like we knew there was a meteor coming. That's how I ate around Christmas. It was absolutely fucking hideous. I easily have I've about 8 kilos to fucking shift of just pure shite hanging off my fucking body, and it needs to go. And jellies were fucking. I was eating kind of stuff, and that I wouldn't give to fucking old people. Do you know sugary old jellies that are all fucking rotten things? And I ate myself
I
to a point.
love them. I
There,
love them.
certain
Well,
people, old people, and Anna love those jellies. They're in the shape of fruits. I just
oh,
ate way too much. I mean, I was down to crisps that were of weird flavors that you get in the fucking upside down aisle in fucking Aldi. Oh, here we have fucking
mm.
concrete and paprika. Oh, well, that sounds fucking smashing. Let's do that. It was
They should make Guinness and port ones, or Guinness fart.
Guinness.
Guinness fart. Guinness fart from Twickenham Stadium
What are you
one.
going to show me now? It's fair annoying.
It's, oh,
Is
sorry. But
go on.
I always need to have some kind of jelly ready to go when I'm doing comms,
Yeah,
because if you start to fade, you need a little. So I just picked these up. The selection of sweets in England is very good, I must say. But
yeah.
these are like the ones that are pretending to be good for you. They're called Candy
Oh, I
Kitten
love candy
Supreme.
kittens. I love them.
Oh yeah.
I love
So
them so
anytime
much. My
well
mouth is
come
literally fucking watering. This is like
any
an addict, and you're being. This is on my life. I'm an addict, and you are showing me fucking candy kittens. I swear to God, if you eat one, I'm ending this podcast. Don't you dare. She's rooting
what
around in the
color will
bag
I
now.
have? What color will I have? It's made with fruit juice, so like it's not even a real jelly.
Jesus Christ.
Candy
I can't.
Kitten
I
Disco
can't.
Green?
I'm gonna turn you off. I can't fucking watch that. You're so a bastard. Do you know what? That's unchristian of you. That's what that is. You're going straight to hell. That's unchristian of you.
I hope the listeners can hear me enjoying my Candy Kitten
Oh,
Disco
lovely.
Dream.
There's manky ASMR now from Anna into the microphone, just going, yum, 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 meow, yum, yum. Those are made from real cats, I have to tell you. So now you can feel good about yourself.
Well, Ted, you know what
Ah,
I do? I
Jesus.
take a pink one and a yellow one and I put them both together and I'm having them at the same
I
time.
need to end this podcast. I can't continue to watch this. This is absolutely hideous. This is torture. Jesus Christ, I'm going to eat so many jellies. My fucking mouth is. I'm dribbling like a fucking child.
Mind the
But
rock.
mind the rocks.
It's the Banana and Bears Rugby Pod.